Finally, it's about time to give the anime a shot. The second season has been confirmed, and since it is so damn successful and popular, I guess it's as good of a time as any to finally give it a proper review. Now, a show like this should have been a top priority for my channel, considering the amount of nudity and fan service it has. This anime should have been an instant video. However, there are some things that really turn me off from the start. It is a lot of fun to see a main character who has sex with a bunch of maids, princes, female warriors, and even furries. But it was rather disturbing to see him getting fucked by guys. Yeah, I guess if you deal with pornography a lot, you end up swinging sideways a couple of times. But to be raped by some dude is just unbecoming of a worthy MC, in my opinion. You can have a couple of traps here and there, but have the protagonist be humiliated and sexually dominated by other men. It's just unacceptable. If this was some yaoi flick, it would have been no issue, but the show clearly emphasizes the waifus and how our healer is gonna sexually dominate and hate fuck all of them. The cover is all about the girls, and the songs are presenting the main attraction of the show, the waifus. Yeah, there are only a few frames of pictures of the protagonist getting raped by men, while the intercourse with the girls takes minutes of nearly every episode. But yeah, at the beginning it's typically how a protagonist is abused not only by females but also raped by dudes, which is sad and uncalled for considering the otherwise stereotypical isekai / harem structure of the show. Yeah, the first 3 episodes are what made the show popular and kind of unique as it aired. But as the anime progressed, it started to be more or less a standard isekai harem experience with a lot of sex and pornography in it, as a replacement for the constant fan service of the representative genres. It's a fresh concept and a daring move to bring a bit of porn in your anime without it being simply a hentai. The sex scenes are explicit, as we get to see a lot of boobs. However, there are the edgy shows where the fan service is done better. DxD, the Hot Springs, Love Ru, Tsukumomo are all examples how just teasing a representative human body in an erotic, provocative manner is a lot more sexy than them right fucking on the screen. The boobs are good in Red of Healer. The girls have nice, healthy variety of shape and sizes. No eccentric porn star tits like in Action Tamarin. The boobs are in the limit of femininity and beautiful. To give them like a pretty aesthetic, the maximum size of the tits of Lucy Harphilia from Fairy Tail or Remus Gremory from DxD. Bigger than that, it's just deformed. It kind of looks like cow tits and makes for an overweight figure. Queen Blade is a proper example. Most girls there have proper proportions. Melona, Menesu, Risti or Echidna might be a bit on the border, but Tomoe and Elena have the perfect big bouncy beautiful boobs for waifu. Katate is a prime example of how we can ruin a waifu with those beast, titties and ass. Back to Red of Healer. The art style is good, very shonen SEO-like, standard isekai stuff. The character design is also, well, yeah, good. The girls are all teenager girls with developed bodies, no mirrors or lollies so far. We get them shorties. The way we like them, lean, with white skin and succulent hips. The concept of the show is intriguing enough for it to be called innovative and fun. The hero main character is forced to keep regenerating his companions with abilities. However, he has to endure the trauma and emotions of the person he's helping. Endure the pain of your patient is a rather unfair quirk and a detriment to your abilities. Needless to say, it wasn't exactly a dream job to constantly endure excruciating pain and misery from countless of people waiting to regain their limbs, all here dangerous diseases. Keiaro has tried to abandon his post and escape his fate. Yeah, but his companions have started to dope him with drugs and narcotics, transforming him into a mindless tool for their use. Yeah, and they have used him for more than just healing. A lot of misuse and abuse, not to mention perverted favors and other disgusting activities. Yeah, I guess licking narcotic liquid from the legs and pussy of a beautiful teenage princess like Flair doesn't seem like such a bad thing. I mean, it's kinda hard to be dominated by such a fine waifu. However, the other less gifted in the looks compartment companions are the problem in their abuse. Therefore, then manages to build some resistance to the drugs, and his party manages to defeat the female demon lord.
そうか、これで私も終わりか。悔しいな、守れなかった。
He wishes on the philosopher's stone to redo his life. Get it? Redo? Redo? Because in the title, anyhow. Now he has a blueprint for what it is to come, and Keyaro is ready to play dumb and wait for his opportunity for revengeance. The thing says rules of nature. The things he has endured while playing innocent and clueless are kinda horrific. Those are some hot maids who reverse some cowgirl, which is good. Which reverse cowgirl his fucking ass, which is good. But as I mentioned before, girls are not the only clients, sadly. While he is helpless in captivity, anyhow, a protagonist finally gets his chance of revenge, and boy oh boy, is this scene iconic or what? Here's where the show shines and makes it stand out. Some of the most brutal and explicit anime ever made. Flair gets incapacitated by the main character, who takes her apart and humiliates her into submission. It was not fun to see some rich, entitled princess get destroyed and abused. Couldn't stop laughing. I may be a horrific person, but Kiara has definitely earned my respect. At least he didn't kill her. He dick slapped her and played with an iron raw, but in the end he took her with him after brainwashing her into an obedient sex toy. This is just the envy of the gods. To have such a pretty young lady submit to your every desire. I also enjoy it when she says that she remembers her slaver as an important emotional person in her forgotten life. What a naive and gullible pretty lady. So glad we get to see her get distracted. She has to learn some respect and obedience to the cock. Okay, I'm letting the insult out of me. Anyhow, the Setsuna arc is different and a lot more standard as of the Haramechi genre. She gets purchased as a sex slave, but then she nourishes her back to health and gains her trust and affection. This is a way to classic cat development and a way to tame in comparison with Flair.
なんか落ち着かないな。何するんだ。なんだかこうしたくなった。
Just feels very standard, however. The sex scenes with her are pretty innovative and fun. Setsuna is a wolf furry with animal ears and a wild personality. She even gives the protagonist a blowjob before the intercourse. I think she's supposed to be a contrast to Flair, to have a girl actually willingly offer herself to the MC, not to be raped or brainwashed. Still, she has some small boobs and is kinda petite, but not too lolly nonetheless. Let's say a shorty. Anyhow, it's nice to see her doggy style, considering she is, well, a wolf, a female wolf. The story is somewhat weak and very typical isekai fantasy. That time as a slime or spider or how not to summon the demon lord, there's a lot more boring in between. The show is trying its best to keep it fresh and interesting, and the sex scenes are pretty high in quality every episode. The anime is constant in its perversion and pornography. It's just the premise are a bit lame and simplistic. It's a very classic fantasy story with some RPG elements, kind of like Danmachi, only that here we don't have that cast of gods dynamic, but we get enough magic and knights and sword fights. But the action is lame and pointless, nothing intriguing or dramatic or captivating. Just the normal fantasy stuff to keep the narrative going. I guess I find we've laid the Kore as a good for an action piece as good as we get in the show. It was engaging enough, nothing smart or visually impressive, but at least they tried to make it seem a bit epic and important in the story. She's like Emilia from Dev as a part-time or a copycat in personality and very similar with the knight with white hair from Combatants Will Be Dispatched. Persuading her to fuck the MC was not easy. Once she got tied to the bed and her sex scene was good. Her tits are the perfect shape, a little bit smaller than Flair, but still big and beautiful. Also, she was virgin, and the show makes it very impactful as she bleeds on the shit. Well, yeah, beautiful girl, and I do prefer some tsundere and dominant women. I gotta say she's servable, better than Setsuna if I have to choose. Also, at the beginning of the episode 5, Flair and Setsuna have a threesome. They each take turns into licking the lower region. It was fun to see it happen, but again, the fantasy is a lot more captivating when I see Homura and Rebecca with Elsa naked taking a bath in Eden Zero. Now, it seems the show tries to focus on Flair and Setsuna, kinda like two fires from How Not to Summon the Demon Lord. I guess it's better to balance the romance and have new episodic girls pop in and leave after they done fucking. My personal favorite has got to be Norn, the younger sister of Flair. She is mean, arrogant, dominant, and very manipulative and evil. She is intelligent and likes to control and blackmail people. I love her personality, the perfect girl to crack and humiliate even more than Flair. She's a rich, entitled elite with, which is okay. It's nice to get She's mean, arrogant, dominant, and very manipulative and evil. She's intelligent and likes to control and blackmail people. I love her personality, the perfect girl to crack and humiliate even more than Flair. She was a rich and entitled with a superiority complex, but her sister is a mean, aggressive, dominant, makes it all more personal. Kinda like Nagatoro if she was white and liked to torture men sexually. The Demon Lord is okay, it's nice to get sort of elf chick. Yeah, she's a demon, but I much rather see her as an elf. When it comes to that race of individuals, I much prefer dark elf. But hey, it takes whatever I can get. It's a good thing this show actually has them bitches get fucked. It's definitely a great positive to see such orgies in comparison with the mostly sex-lacking harem genre. I give Red of Healer a rather surprising 8.2 out of 10. This is actually kinda good and very entertaining, not to mention funny.
ケアルガ様の笑いのツボがわからない。